Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Nerd Soup Podcast. I am here with Beau and Aaron. How you guys doing today?
Doing well.
Good, Ted.
Yeah, I'm not doing too good, guys.
Why? What happened?
I didn't use the Q-tips after the shower.
Yeah.
And, it's like I'm having anxiety because I know I missed out on a good feeling. That's the best feeling.
That ruined your whole day?
It ruined my day up until right now.
You usually complain about, traffic. I wasn't expecting
No traffic today.
Good.
Used to the heat. This was a big one.
The heat, too?
No, I'm used to the heat.
What's that have to do with traffic? Or your...
No, I'm saying no heat. I'm fine with the traffic.
Okay.
The hell is going
I
on?
have no idea.
Why'd you come at me? All I said was I'm not doing too good right now.
I was asking why.
I have water in my ear. I didn't get to fucking Q-tip it out.
What do you use? You use the Q-tip in your ear. You're not
Yeah.
supposed
You're not
to
supposed
do that.
to, yeah.
That's illegal
Mm-hmm.
in Saudi Arabia.
And
I'm calling bullshit on that.
several Canadian providences.
You're not supposed to use it.
What do you use?
To get water out of my ear?
Do you not use a Q-tip?
No, I never use Q-tip. Do you?
Oh, you're missing out on a whole fucking world, dude.
You're not supposed
I
to-
used to use Q-tips until I ruptured my eardrum, and then I was deaf from my
Well,
left ear for like 2 weeks.
We gotta be careful with it, man. Can't go in there like a maniac with a Q-tip.
I wasn't going in there like a maniac. It was very subtle. It was like I was exploring a new crevice in space on an asteroid in my spaceship, and then all of a sudden it starts shaking like in Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. It's like, wait a second. This
That's
is
too
no
far.
cave.
Anyway, we got a few topics to talk about today. We got the Star Wars casting was released.
Ooh, you like that transition? Should have said, speaking of Star Wars.
Oh, damn.
You'll learn. You'll learn.
I
Keep
missed
going.
out. That was my first time doing a real intro, though.
That's like in 2K when you throw the alley-oop and it just goes out of bounds. You jumped for it. It looked good.
You thought I saw it, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, I thought we had that unspoken connection, but
Well, we got that, and we got the merger with Disney and Fox is official. And don't forget, you guys can listen to us at the Nerd Soup Podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, and of course YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
That's our big one.
Yeah.
Well, where do you guys want to start?
I say we start with Disney and Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll throw that to the panel. What do you guys think? Aaron?
Well, it's been under speculation for a while. I remember when we did our old podcast, when the news got announced that this might be happening, we were kind of split on it, right? I'm not sure whether we leaned one way or the other, but yeah,
That was a while ago.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of anti now.
Really? I'm okay with it.
just so much under one studio. They just basically they can do whatever the fuck they want now. I would like a little more, I guess, parity within the film studios. But hey,
They're doing a great job. So it's like it's not like it's a bad
but if you're
thing.
one of those people that hate Disney, you hate what they did to Star Wars, you hate the MCU, you probably fucking hate this, which I don't. So it's interesting just how one studio can have all these different properties, and seeing what they're gonna do with Dark Phoenix or New Mutants, which I still think are going to be made eventually. They kind of fell into that Gambit zone where they keep saying that it's going to happen, but it's probably never going to happen. And then you got to work on trying to incorporate that into the MCU. But I guess we'll just focus on that because there's so many other properties they got, but that's the big thing people are waiting for. I saw Stan Lee tweeted something about Black Panther, just talking about how it's the highest grossing, about how well it did at the box office, and when it's the first African American led comic, and all the comments on the tweet were so Fantastic Four MCU, people have been waiting for this for a while, so.
Well, it seems like this could be the perfect spot to do it now with Infinity War, with everything they opened up. This could be their chance to insert X-Men and Fantastic Four into the MCU, which I really hope they do.
It's gonna be fucking too convoluted for all those fucking characters. How
great will that be, though, man?
I think it creates a bit of a problem. It's too many. It's just so hard to separate it and
They're
keep
doing
it all
fine
together.
now with the many. They have.
It's easier.
We all think there was too many now, but they're doing fine now.
Yeah, try doubling that.
I'm sure they'll do it fine too.
I don't know, man. I have faith, but it's gonna be.
What's nice with Fox, well, at least what's the bright side for Fox is that now they can focus on sports and news. I mean, for a company, at least when you can just focus on two things and then have a better company take over the other industry that's not doing too good, it's always a good thing.
Depends. I mean, they got a bag, right? $71 billion.
Yeah, they got a bag.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's a laundry bag.
The only thing I can say is that I feel bad for the guys who are going to lose their jobs because there's going to be a lot of job losses, no?
Yeah, I think they said 1,000 job losses, but they'll get jobs somewhere else.
Yeah, it's not like it's back in the day when there's... Actually, I don't know where to go with that.
Well, it's actually fine. I'm reading I have an article up right now.
Back in my day.
Quote, This could be a great thing for jobs, White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said,
About the deal?
describing President Trump's position shortly after the merger was announced. However, up to 5,000 layoffs are expected as a result of the deal, expected to close in early 2019. So,
Yeah, I mean, there's some pros and cons. I think more cons. And I think the biggest con is that, like you said, it's just one company owning all these properties. And when is it going to get to a point where Disney is the only company making movies? They already dominate the box office. They don't dominate in terms of percentage of films that are released. Studios are still making films, smaller studios making independent films. But in terms of the box office share, they have so much of it. I think it's a majority at this point, if you just factor in all the properties that they now own.
I mean,
and from a creative standpoint, all these properties under Disney has a very significant style with their films, specifically with the Marvel films. And I think you're never going to get the highs of a Logan or a Days of Future Past under the MCU umbrella, because I don't think anything in the MCU comes close to Logan. Not that it doesn't come close, but
stylistically,
Logan's just so great.
I think it's better than any MCU movie has ever been. And then you can make a case like X-Men Origins is worse than every MCU movie.
It's hit or miss for them. They rarely land in between.
Right, it's hit or miss because they are taking risks.
Chances, yeah.
They're not just making the standard comic book movie. And I love the MCU, but I don't want every superhero film to feel like an MCU movie. I think that's just a bad precedent.
Not just that, you got Alien, Predator, Planet of the Apes, a whole bunch of different properties.
Yeah, and then the question comes, are they going to make these movies R-rated? And then even from getting away from the artistic standpoint, just this company having so much power, it's like almost the future of Blade Runner, where you just have the Tyrell Corporation in control of everything. That fear of big corporations ruling the world. And yeah, it's kind of scary. It sets a scary precedent.
I see too. Always Sunny isn't going to be owned by Disney. I don't think that's a good fit. They better end soon, because I don't think they kind of did whatever they wanted over on FX.
Yeah.
Now with Mickey looking over, I feel like they can actually ruin some things that we like.
Yeah, but it's Always Sunny on a contract, or are they just going like year by year? Like, can they just quit whenever they want?
It looks like they're going year by year, right?
Yeah. They kind of, I know Charlie Day said.
Well, they own FX now.
Yeah, it's FX. Yeah.
So they can still produce that content.
Well,
Nobody's
FXX
going to
the same thing as FX?
It's
the same.
It's sister channel, FXX,
Right.
FX movies.
Yeah, Disney has had stuff under their umbrella. That's Pulp Fiction was released by Miramax, Disney-owned company. And it's going to be more interesting when you get to Deadpool. Are they going to keep Deadpool R-rated? Because you would have to put Deadpool in the MCU, unless they do an Elseworlds where Deadpool is just kind of popping in and out.
So reading too, like,
but the X-Men movies, you're never gonna see an R-rated X-Men movie again.
I'm more interested
like a
in
pure X-Men movie.
I like the streaming aspect of it. I feel like them having with Hulu able to combine that with the Disney streaming service. I think that's
Why
good.
don't they just keep Hulu and put all the Disney stuff on there? That's what I would do.
They'll probably rebrand it. They'll probably change the name, but that's
right,
good.
just
it's
like
more
Disney's Hulu.
Yeah.
Wait, so what?
That's
Hulu's
more.
getting a name change?
It depends what
Not
they want to do with
necessarily.
it.
They haven't really announced. But
That's actually like if they keep it the same monthly payment and you get all that extra content, that's actually a plus from this.
Yeah, that would be a huge move for Hulu. You already have the name. Obviously, if you came out and said Mickey's streaming service, you're going to get like 1 million subs within the week, because they're producing a live-action Star Wars show by Jon Favreau. There's been talk that Dark Phoenix and New Mutants aren't going to be released theatrically. They're just going to be on the streaming service, basically just canning those movies in theaters. So we'll see what they do. I mean, there's so much potential with the Marvel shows. I mean, even before they acquired all these assets, they've only scratched the surface in terms of the Marvel universe that they already own. There are just so many characters and stories. There's hundreds of superheroes that they have under their umbrella already. Now they're just getting more mainstream heroes. So, I mean, the potential that they have with this is just endless.
You know, it's sad that every company let this happen, but I mean,
it is.
But I guess no company.
I mean,
can
Comcast kind of tried. All Comcast did was make them just raise their bid. They just fuck with them.
Yeah, it's like Fox is like the smoke show of the school, and Comcast was like the nerd trying to get the girl, and then Disney's like the big buff, like jock.
So you?
Yeah. And he's like,
and then Aaron's Comcast.
Smoke show.
You're Fox, Aaron's Comcast, and I'm the principal.
No, I'm Disney.
Oh, you're Disney.
Yeah.
So I'm the smoke show.
Yeah, and he's Comcast. And I just tell Aaron back up, and then he just I just peacock over there. Just start flexing.
Start strutting.
Disney's with this move. It's like Disney just flexing on everyone.
Hell of an analogy to that. Actually, I like it though.
Yeah, no, that's a good analogy.
Now the shareholders approved, so that means it's 100. They still have to get
I think the
approval
government
elsewhere.
still has to approve it, but they just, what was the other one? The Time Warner AT&T deal? It was another mega deal that they just approved.
What's going on with the shareholders, like for Fox? Is this just like a gigantic hit, like the lottery? Is this a deal that you want if you're a Fox shareholder?
$71 billion. I mean, I don't know the specifics on how it's going to impact the shareholders. I mean, there's millions of shareholders with companies like Fox. But yeah, I mean, obviously Rupert Murdoch wanted to focus more on, and I think he's trying to buy another company. It's a European-based media company. He kind of wants to make it the Fox News of Europe. So that's his focus right now. Its focus is sports and media. So, I mean, if you get $71 billion and you get out of the film production game, that's not a bad haul.
It's just national sports. I'm pretty sure the regional is taken over by ESPN now, like Fox Sports Northeast.
Really? Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yes Network, things like that. Because Fox owns Yes.
Fox has Yes now? No,
They've always
Disney
had
has
Yes. Yeah.
Disney has Yes.
Yeah,
now?
they have no Fox. Still
Michael
does.
K is about to get a bag. ESPN, now they're merging. Both jobs.
Yeah.
They're going to keep signing him for like a fucking 10-year deal.
Well, he just signed a new deal, so.
I know. But now, does the transfer over? He signed a deal with ESPN, but was the Yes deal going? Who cares? No one listens.
No,
to
he
Yes.
signed a Yes deal too.
Okay.
There's our analysis for local New York sports. The hell is Michael K? Well, what were you saying about incorporating the X-Men into the MCU? I think it's a lot easier than you're making it out to be.
It is easier now.
I think you just like, oh, there's mutants. Oh, and after Thanos too. All this.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
After they go, if they like go back and they change everything, then they're able to be like, oh, now there's mutant.
If they do it, how do you think they'll incorporate? I don't want to put you on the spot, both of you. But
Well, even in the Marvel comic universe, the X-Men have always operated in their own pocket universe, where they had their stories, they had their villains, and they would obviously cross over. There would be members of the X-Men and the Avengers, and vice versa. Spider-Man would join the X-Men. Deadpool, we've seen in the Deadpool movie. So I think you can keep them separate, but you bring them in for the big event films.
yeah,
If you would have had X-Men, the Avengers versus Galactus, and that's how you even bring in Fantastic Four, the big event films, or you can have Wolverine and the Avengers, which we all want to see.
Well, the Avengers, they operate more on a global scale.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like X-Men, they can incorporate it into more regional, citywide, or just
Outdated.
mutant versus mutant conflict.
Outdated metaphor for racism in the 60s, as Deadpool 2 called it. I'm just going to keep going back to that. Well, they were saying even for Dark Phoenix, I think it was McAvoy said it, that it's going to be less on the social stories and more of the X-Men being heroes. And I think that's what we've wanted for a long time. I mean, they've
going into hiding, like
they've done that so many times where I want to see my X-Men be the X-Men, where they're beloved by society, where we've moved past that. Because if you look at modern society, we've come a long way since the 1960s and the 70s and the 50s. So let's see that reflect in the X-Men franchise. Let's praise
real
these
life.
people. Yeah, exactly. And I think the MCU is the perfect place to do it.
Thinking of just watching Infinity War with double the characters now.
Well,
you got a chance, man.
You wouldn't have to
fucking
put
beat
all
Thanos.
of them in Infinity War.
What?
You get Wolverine.
Yeah,
in
you
there.
put the big dogs in it.
Okay.
Wolverine, Cyclops,
Oh man.
Professor X.
Shazam.
Shazam! Yeah, so the other big story of the week is that Star Wars Episode 9 announced their casting, and they're bringing back all the regulars. They're bringing back Adam Driver. Ted's a big Adam Driver fan. Daisy Ridley.
I'm not.
Aaron's a big Daisy Ridley. You don't like Adam Driver?
I like him. I'm, not a
I'm
big
the
fan
Adam
of him,
Driver
though.
guy.
Boyega. They're
Yeah.
bringing back Kelly Marie Trey. Trey. I don't know. She plays Rose Tico. And the big news is that Mark Hamill is coming back. We don't know if he's going to be alive. Ted thinks he's going to be alive, which is ridiculous. I think he's going to be a Force Ghost.
You never know with Star Wars, man. They can do some shit.
You never know.
They owe it to us, man, to bring back Mark Hamill. Pricks.
They owe it to us to have planned out the trilogy before they started filming, and they're bringing back Billy D. Williams as Lando, which a lot of fans have been clamoring for. We want Lando back. He was like the fourth Beatle of the original trilogy. You know, he was the George Martin. He was in the shadows producing in the stew. And then Carrie Fisher is coming back as Princess Leia. And there's been talk, are they going to create a CGI model of Carrie Fisher like they did Peter Cushing in Rogue One? Or if they were going to recast, which I wanted Annette Bening to take on the role. I wanted them to recast because I think that was the best way to handle the character. Give that character a fitting ending. Just don't use unaired footage from the other movies, which they're going to do. And I imagine that's the only thing I'm going to be looking for when I'm watching episode 9. It's going to be, how did they fit this in? I think it's going to be tough to make it feel natural and part of the story.
Yeah, it's interesting too, because I hear she has a big part in episode 9, or she was supposed to.
Yeah.
Before her untimely death. So I don't know how they're going to change that, or what they can use with the footage, like how they incorporate that. Like you said, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. But you do need a fitting end for Princess Leia, though. You can't just, it can't be...
Just like killing her off.
No,
Off
like,
screen?
What?
Off-screen death?
Yeah, but like something in the crawl, like...
Oh, Princess Leia.
Episode 9, Princess Leia is dead.
Right, right. Yeah.
You need something, I guess, grander, but...
That's why I wanted them to recast. And I think Carrie Fisher would have wanted that as well. Just give the character a fitting end. The character's been with us since 1977, one of the most important characters in Star Wars. I think she deserves that. And I think they're trying to honor her legacy by using this unaired footage. I don't know. They got permission from her family. Yeah. Billy Lord said it was A-okay. I would rather they kind of have Billy Lord kind of take over that role of leading the Resistance, along with Poe, because that's kind of how they were setting up Poe for Episode 9. After he made all those terrible mistakes, he got a promotion. So I don't know how that works.
He got blessed.
Yeah. It's like, you're the leader now.
When everyone else is dead. It's really...
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited that Snoke's coming back.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Yeah, they said, yeah, he's coming back.
What order? Is that the Onion?
No. I'll watch the video. They said Andy Serkis is back, too.
I guess maybe they could do a flashback, or if he's a Force ghost.
No, he's not dead.
Yo, you are ridiculous.
He's not dead.
You are out of your... Okay.
He Force ghost... What's the...
Explain your theory to the fans.
What's the thing? Force... I can't
projection?
Yeah. He force projected himself in his own room when he with that big fight with...
Yeah, did you see, though, when Luke did it and Kylo couldn't touch him? But we clearly see a lightsaber go through Snoke?
Okay, maybe Snoke's fucking more powerful.
All right. They can't bring him back.
He's still running the show.
This guy Teddy's like, you know that ring, that red ring that he was wearing on his finger? He's like, that's a resurrection ring. I'm like, Ted, that's one of the crystals that he took from Mustafar.
Oh, I figured that out too.
I mean, a lot of people are saying like
never know,
Darth Maul got split in half, but he was still alive. He never actually died. We see Snoke.
There you go.
But we see Snoke.
Yeah,
with
but
his
Darth
fucking
Maul.
tunnel.
Okay, you saw Darth Maul go down the fucking tunnel.
But he was
down
still
the tube.
alive.
Yeah, but he fell into a garbage chute.
He
and
never died.
Kept himself. Yeah, he never
Oh,
died.
piss off.
Snoke was dead. They did such a. I hate that too when they showed Snoke death and they kind of make it as a joke. Him just plopping with his like tongue out. It's like, oh, look at the big bad guy. Look how ridiculous he looks.
That was pretty funny.
Oh, you think they're gonna bring in the Knights of Ren, Episode 9?
I at this point, I hope they don't. I hope they reference him. Be like the Knights of Ren are training.
I was like, all right, I don't. I'm just gonna get to a fucking Last Jedi discussion, and I fucking hate that. I don't hate the Last Jedi. I don't love it. I think it's just right somewhere in the middle for me.
Well, why'd you bring up the Last Jedi?
But I'm just saying, like, just all the stuff that he cut off from J.J. Abrams. Like, I feel like he's gonna be scrambling to make the movie that he wanted to make originally, but we just wasted a movie, and we didn't have a plan going into it. So now he's gonna try to piece everything back together from his original plan, and it's just gonna be a fucking mess.
I'm thinking you go 2 parts. Don't rush it. And then you give the audience 2 more Star Warses?
I wish, yeah, but that won't happen. It's just not the Star Wars way.
It was just a mistake getting these 2 guys back to back. I'll say it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. You get Dr. Mystery Box, and then you get Dr. I Hate Everything. And it's just a bad formula. It's just...
And I feel like this trilogy, like, it feels like a little empty. Because just the time frame that The Last Jedi took place in, I felt like they didn't build this new trilogy at all. It's kind of just a sequence of events of a...
Yeah, there's nothing mythical or special about it anymore. There's no lore that they're really expanding on.
What do you think Lando's role is going to be?
Not a big role. I think he might... They're obviously going to put him in a spaceship.
That's his thing.
Because he can't really run around because Billy D he's an older man now. But yeah, I'd like to see him in a spaceship. Maybe he's helping with the Resistance again.
I can't remember.
Guarantee we'll get a reference when he goes into the Falcon, and he'll say something about his droid.
Yeah, 100%.
I was going to ask about the Falcon. I can't remember if it was destroyed.
What was her name? Lisa? You didn't see Solo, right?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah, you saw it with us, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but he didn't sit with us.
Yeah, you guys got your tickets like you always do without me. Then you message
You
message me day of and say, "Hey, you coming to the movie?"
Because you're not reliable.
Oh,
you're
okay. Then we just move around
Here's
everything.
a perfect example. Hereditary. You're supposed to come with us. Change the movie last second, then go. Mission Impossible. Supposed to go with us last second.
Mission Impossible. I'm with this kid. I'm like, here, get this seat. He goes, oh, okay, I'll get the ticket.
Good thing I didn't.
Yeah, but you told me you did right in front of me.
No, I didn't. I said, all right, I'll get it.
Yeah,
Because
I
we
didn't
get
say
these
got
tickets. We get these tickets weeks in advance,
And
and
then you
you're
get mad
always
that-
changing your schedule. You're always doing something. You
yeah,
have
your
to do-
schedule is.
It
You're a
is.
busy
yeah,
man,
You're an important man.
and I'm not gonna let your spontaneity inflict.
It's
Yeah,
not
just because
spontaneity.
you're the most popular kid in New York
Yeah.
doesn't mean that we have to suffer.
I just always got something to do.
Oh, Mr. Do It All, huh?
Mr. Do-It-All, huh? That's who you think you are. What were you talking about?
Lando,
Nothing.
Good old Lando.
and of course Mark Hamill. How are we gonna get this Luke character that we love so much back into this
I think it would be
trilogy?
so fun. First of all, I think his death scene, the scene itself is beautiful.
Yes.
When he comes
Quick
back
question.
and he's exhausted,
I've had this question for a while. Maybe
I
someone.
think he's imagining it.
Maybe someone smarter than me could
I got it. Good.
shine some light. I was referring to it in the comments, but if you have an answer, by all means.
I'll push.
When
one
he's projecting himself, and you know how he doesn't make footprints in the salt, the red salt, so that implies that he doesn't hold weight. But when he hands the dice to Leia, she's holding something physical in her hand, like that implies that it has some weight to it. So does that have? And Kylo picks it up as well after. So the dice have weight, but Luke doesn't.
He's lighting his toes.
Maybe because they're both force sensitive.
I'm just, it really
Did
is.
you read that somewhere? Or are you actually thinking?
I was watching it, and she
What the
picked.
hell's wrong with you?
I don't know. I just noticed it when I was watching it again, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. That's interesting. So I'm just throwing it out there.
This guy's gonna start a fight in the comments.
All right. Well, like I was saying, his death scene.
How many
It's
start a fight?
perfect.
It's a
Watching
reasonable
those dual
question.
sunsets, it's just such a poetic finish when you go to that scene in New Hope and he's looking at the two sunsets. It was perfect. I mean, I'm pissed off that he died, but I think there's a chance, and I wouldn't like this, that JJ just says he's alive, that he just went somewhere, that he went to
He
a nudist.
teleported?
And Mark Hamill always says that Luke transported himself to a nudist beach.
Well, they
That's why
said
I
that
didn't keep
Yoda's
his
in this
robe.
one too.
Oh boy,
So maybe those two.
that
are
was
chilling
another
somewhere.
perfect scene for Yoda. That was my favorite scene of the movie.
I want Anakin.
When he destroyed the.
I want Anakin, but half Vader, half Anakin. And his voice is like half robotic, and he's like, Kylo, why are you doing this? And then the other side's like, do it.
Angel and the
Angel and the Devil, but one person. It's just a split
Or you do
face.
Anakin and then Vader.
Oh, that would be dope too.
Hmm.
I want Mace Windu back.
He's Snoke.
Oh yeah, he is Snoke.
Isn't there someone say that there's like a theory that he's not dead? That Mace isn't dead?
George Lucas said he's not dead. That he didn't die when he fell off the building.
How
Where's
big
he
was that?
been?
How tall was that building?
Yeah, he probably went on vacation. He was like, I've had enough of this shit.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Don't come find
No
me.
matter what I do, yeah, I'm not coming back. I'm not going into hiding. I'm hanging it up.
Well, it's a Jedi way, right? When going gets tough, you hide
You
out.
leave
on
and
a-
then you have to get
you
begged
be-
to come back.
You
Apparently,
you
yeah.
put yourself into exile and don't do anything.
Yeah.
You have to get begged to come back, and you say
Yeah.
no. Then
He's probably waiting on his by himself. Like these motherfuckers really never came. To
They
seek
really
me
not
out.
coming back?
Bet they got went to Luke's old ass. They didn't come see me.
Yeah, that dude was happy that they went to Luke. Like, oh, dodge a bullet there.
I'm too old for this.
That
shit.
would be funny if Ray was like, all right, well, we got to back up. So just go to the island that Mace Windu's on.
It's the map to Mace Windu. Who?
Yeah, who is that?
Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, I know him.
Oh, yeah, right.
He's in that movie.
Oh, Nick Fury.
Is this the end of Star Wars in general, or is this gonna be just the end of the Skywalker Star Wars?
Well, they're going all over the
Is
place.
it even the Skywalker saga anymore?
It's still. I mean, yeah,
Stop
kind
holding
of.
on to the past.
I guess until Kylo dies.
Thanks, Kylo. We got the gist. You didn't have to write that in.
Let the past die. Kill
Yeah,
it.
Let the past die.
Subvert.
Uh,
Don't do anything that's already been done.
well, you got the D&D trilogy. You got the Favreau TV series. You got the Ryan Johnson trilogy.
What did Bob Iger say when they bought Star Wars? Star Wars for 100 years.
Oof.
And we're only on year 3. So we got 97 more years.
6.
That's what made Star Wars so good, man. Like how there wasn't a lot of Star Wars, and you always wanted
Will be
more.
6
And
at
now
the
they're
end
just
of
gonna fucking keep going and just keep making. Well, are you excited for Mark Hamill coming back?
I think he's going to be a Force Ghost.
I'm not going to be excited for Episode 9 until a trailer.
Until you see it, and then
Until I see a trailer.
you're happy with it.
No, I'm gonna get pumped. I'm gonna go right back in. I mean,
High expectations for.
Until
I
I
do.
see the opening crawl and it says something that I like, then I won't be excited.
because by this time next year, I'll probably like The Last Jedi. So I don't know if for
You
some
don't know
reason,
yet.
flip flop again. I don't know.
What? So right now you don't like it?
No, I've always been stern.
On the fence with it.
I've been stern. Okay,
Okay.
don't love it, don't hate it. Hate some things, love some things. And
feel
I
the
think
same
that's
way.
the reasonable answer. But people just
That's gotta be the majority answer. Yeah. on the fence about it.
I feel like the vocal minority of loving it or hating it is what causes the conflict between Star Wars fans. Where I feel like most fans are just like, I don't care enough to yell at other people online about it. I have other things to do.
It takes a certain person to actually like
I get
into someone.
Oh, I get
online.
it.
It's terrible.
Some subjects I get into. Like, I just stopped. Like with Game of Thrones, like back in the day, I used to like people like would hate it.
Well, I mean, like attack someone. Like,
Oh, you never attack somebody, but there's strong arguments.
I've gotten attacked and it hurt.
It's not everything's about you.
I'm just saying I've gotten attacked, and it takes a different kind of person to do that to somebody.
Are you okay?
Nah, I'm good now.
All right, you guys ready for some fan questions?
Yeah, you got some?
Bet.
Got a good one here from John Forey, who emailed us at nerdsoupforyou@gmail.com. And he wrote a pretty long message. It said some nice things. And thank you, John, for all the nice words.
Say anything about me and Ted?
He said, give a shout out to Teddy because Teddy's the man. Shazam.
What about me?
All right.
He didn't mention you.
Good looks, Sean.
He did mention Marissa.
I don't like this guy.
Aaron's gonna block him.
He says he had a billion questions for all of you, but I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet on this Friday afternoon. I heard you guys mention your top 5 favorite albums in your last podcast, so I wanted to see what each of yours is, and if you guys had any thoughts on my own.
What's his?
So John's top 5. Number 1, Paul's Boutique by the Beastie Boys. Number 2, Led Zeppelin by Led
Beastie
Zeppelin,
Boys.
a.k.a. Led Zeppelin 1. Number 3, Whatever You Say, I Am, That's What I'm Not by the Arctic Monkeys. I hear the Arctic Monkeys are good.
Oh, good.
The Marshmallow went to go see them in NYC.
Wow.
And number 4, Abbey Road by the Beatles. And number 5, In the Aeroplane Over the Sea by Neutral Milk Hotel. Good top 5. Solid top 5 by John.
Stuck with a lot of rock.
He's a rock guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is me liking rap and country gonna make him not like me? Because I'm not gonna have any rock in
It's
there.
your top 5.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have any rock in there though.
Who cares? Do you, Ted?
Do you have your top 5?
I'm gonna look right now.
Should I start?
Put me on the spot right
yeah,
now.
okay, let's hear your
You got
top
yours
5.
on deck right now?
I have a few in mind.
You knew about this beforehand?
No, I didn't. I'm just a big music guy.
You're a big music buff.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is probably one of my favorites. I fucking love that album. Big Kanye guy. And I think that's his best album. I could probably list a whole bunch in my top 5, but I'll just stick with one Kanye for now. Hot Fuss by The Killers, probably one of the better debut albums of all time. I fucking love that track. Not a bad track on that record. Blueprint. You like Blueprint 1 or 2 better?
1.
Yeah. I was trying to think. I like 1 better, but big Jay-Z guy. Hove. Take Over, better than Ether. Debate me on this and you will lose. You agree with me on that too, right?
Oh, yeah, I do.
2 more, huh?
You ain't live it, you witness it from your folks' pad. Scribbled in
With
your
a
notepad and created your life.
Man on the Moon too. That's one that really sticks with me. I think I will put that top 5. I've listened to that like through high school, even through college. It's every song is a great song, and it's just one you can just put on, lay back, close your eyes, and just relax and just tear through the whole album. And there's so many. I like Black Holes and Revelations by Muse. There's even going back to Kanye, College Dropout and Late Registration are great albums. Top 5. Beatles too. What do you say, Abbey Road?
Yeah, he said Abbey Road.
That's
One of my least favorite Beatles.
really,
But I love Abbey Road. I love all
You're a White
Beatles.
Album guy, right?
No. You said that with such confidence.
I don't know.
So what's your 5th? Did you pick a 5th?
I just threw a bunch out there.
Okay.
I think I ended it with.
Yeah, top 5 albums is so hard to say. I would say
I don't restrict myself to albums too, because especially in this new era of just streaming, you basically just pick and choose each album from an artist you like
Yeah, really.
and kind of make your own. Just
It's not like how it used to be.
I've bought a few records. I think the last record I bought was I was actually at the Barnes and Nobles. I was gonna buy the La La Land on vinyl.
oh,
I
nice.
was gonna get that, and they had the Guardians too.
Aren't artists like making a lot more money now with the streaming shit?
It's
They
easier
gotta be, right?
because if you have one hit song, people are gonna stream that like crazy, and you can make a boatload on that instead of actually people buying the actual physical album. What about you, Beau?
It's so hard to say top 5 albums. I would say Dark Side of the Moon's in there, no particular order. The Carter 2, my favorite rap album ever. Yeah,
I was
you
gonna
like
say
that?
3.
Carter 2. Nah, well, I like 3 too, but I think 2's a little better. I would probably say Rubber Soul by the Beatles. I would have to put To Pimp a Butterfly in there too, because I love that.
That's a
It's probably
great
my
one.
second
That's a
favorite
great
rap album.
You like it better than
Blackheart Man by Bunny Wailer.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
But you know who's in there too, almost? Currents by Tame Impala. Big Tame Impala fan. let it happen. 'Cause I'm a man, woman.
Sam
That's good.
sounds a good album too.
Mine is Eminem's Marshall Mathers LP.
Ooh,
Big Eminem fan.
best Eminem album.
I'm a big Eminem fan. Biggie Smalls.
That's his second album, right?
Yeah,
Marshall Mathers LP.
I can't remember which ones came first, but it wasn't.
Well,
his
you're not a
first
true
one.
Eminem fan.
Actually, it's
but
gonna piss me
continue.
off. I'm putting Sam Sound in over Hot Fuss.
Uh,
Just throwing it out there. I'm putting it on record. It
Biggest-
changes. It goes back and forth. But right
Oh
now-
no, sorry. Led Zeppelin 2 is in there too. Sorry, I have
Okay.
to take something out. You guys can decide which one I take.
Biggie Smalls, Ready to Die.
All right, this question is from Allie at Immortal Alley.
Immortally.
Immortal Alley.
Immortal Alley.
Immortally.
Immortality.
Good question here. Are there any book adaptations that have exceeded your expectations? Exceeded. Ted, we'll start with you.
I'm not the biggest reader of the group, so probably the wrong guy to ask.
Okay, Aaron, we'll go to
Well,
you.
you read The Shining. Did the movie exceed your expectations?
Did the movie exceed? No, it didn't.
Okay.
Okay, well, Ted's out.
That wasn't the question though.
Aaron?
Yeah. Any book adaptations? Anything?
That
Any
exceeded
your
like
expectations?
You liked the book at
Yeah.
I loved it then. The book was great.
No.
No, the movie exceeded your expectations.
It's like something adapted from a book, either a television series or a film that exceeded your expectations.
The Shining didn't do it.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
What about you? Didn't read like 12 Angry Men?
When I was like 7.
Did you guys read any books in school?
I
Or
spark
you
noted.
spark
all the
notes?
time.
I spark noted.
No, I read the books. My favorite one was Tale of Two Cities. Great book.
Actually, I did read a book, Sarah's Key. That was
Charles
really good.
Dickens, queer name. Let me tell you, the
All
book
right.
wasn't half bad.
I got one. Sarah's Key. It's a film and a book.
Everything about that just sounds like it's not for me.
No, it is. It's
The
about the
fact that
Holocaust.
you've read it, it's about what?
It's about the Holocaust and how a little girl
Oh, sorry.
escaped.
Oh, you know what's a good one for a comic
Okay.
book? Ghost World. After reading that, because I read the comic first, because I hadn't seen the movie. I watched the movie like 2 years ago for the first time. But I was like, I'll read the comic first. And I preferred the movie over the book. Daniel Klaus, great writer. And another one, Ready Player One, exceeded my expectations because I was like, how are they going to do this? And they did it. And I think they did
I always
really
read after I watch. Like right now, it's Sharp Objects. I have the book, and I was gonna read it just like so I want to find out what happens, but I'm gonna stick it out. I'm gonna watch the series and read the book, and I do that a lot. But I actually, I guess, topical to the nerd soup culture, Game of Thrones. I read book 3 before season 3 and 4. And I think those exceeded my expectations too. I was wondering how they're going to handle all the stuff from book 3 and seasons 3 and 4. And I thought they did a phenomenal job, especially with the Red Wedding, incorporating Oberyn, the Mountain and the Viper, that whole story, Tyrion's trial. I thought that was very well done. Those are 2 of the best seasons of the show, in my opinion. And I was very interested to see how they were going to adapt that from A Storm of Swords.
Yeah, and I think the most famous one of all time is The Godfather, where everybody says the movie is better than the book. And I think that had the advantage of having the same screenwriter. But they just focus on all the best parts of that book, and the movie was just so well acted.
Do you have any other
and
examples of
cinematography?
I gotta
film
read
being
that
better
book.
than the book?
Was that a serious question?
Do you have any other examples?
I would have to sit down and think of movies that are based on books and the books that I've actually read.
You can think about it and tweet it out and tag her.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. All right, next question. This is from Allison Siggers, or Siggers. Thanks for the question, Allison. Who do you suspect as the murderer in Sharp Objects? Is it the mother or the stepfather, the police chief, Emma? Isn't it Emma? Emma? Who do you suspect? Ted,
Oh, I
I'll
gotta
start
watch
with you.
I'm gonna say the policeman.
Okay.
I don't have too much ground on that, but
For me personally, it feels like the mom is just too obvious.
I think it's a group effort. It's all in the family.
Ooh,
I gotta.
that's a
watch
good
that.
answer, yeah.
It's so hard. If you haven't watched it, go watch it.
They're a bunch of sickos.
It's a great show.
That's a family of sickos, except for the stepfather, who's killing that stereo system.
How does he deal with that, man?
It seems like he just drowns it all out with music.
Yeah. It seems like it's gonna have a sort of a supernatural element to it.
You think
moving
so?
Forward. I don't know, man.
That would be dope.
It's kind of like True Detective.
Is the
where-
book supernatural?
I haven't read it yet.
But the genre?
I don't know. I just saw it. I was going to buy. I
Ooh.
was in Barnes and Nobles.
What was it under? What genre? Or was it on one of the
It was-
tables in the front?
Yeah, it was
It was
like
a table book.
It was like a bunch of like adapted things that had been adapted with it. Because I saw like a whole bunch of stuff I recognize, and I'm like, I'll take this. True Detective kind of took a bit of a, not really, but it felt like it could led towards that with the Yellow King, even though it was an actual person. But it felt like it always had that looming, especially with McConaughey's character. He was always seeing things and stuff like that. And we see Amy Adams' character; she's seeing different things.
The
Like
woman in the white dress.
The street sign, that she's always having flashbacks of things that happened to her past that she sees in the town. And so, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Hopefully it's good.
All right, this question is from Amber at Girl Who Nerds. What are your thoughts on the new A Song of Ice and Fire prequel announced to be The Age of Heroes? Now, we've talked about this previously, but I guess we'll just give our opinions again briefly.
Well, I know you're not the biggest fan of this story. You were more of an old Valyria. That's what you were pushing for. And it almost happened, but apparently they didn't pick up on that. Because for a while there, it seemed like they might have been doing multiple spin-offs at once, which would have been pretty wild. But now it seems they're sticking with the one, Age of Heroes. I'm excited for it. I mean, more Game of Thrones, I'm not going to complain. And, it kind of helps the channel a little,
I'm not excited for it.
I know, but once it comes
I don't need this story.
You mentioned before, it's kind of like we're already getting the same thing now.
Another long night, more White Walkers, another chosen one, the Age of Heroes. I always say that Game of Thrones doesn't start at the beginning, it starts at the beginning of the end and the most important part of a story. But I don't need to see the beginning because they're so similar. And that's one of the themes of Game of Thrones, that history repeats itself. And we're seeing it repeat. And I just love the mystery box of the lore of Game of Thrones, that we don't know what happened. And when you reveal all that stuff, it kind of hurts the main story that we've been focusing on. I think with Old Valyria, you can reveal all that stuff and not hurt the main story because it's so detached. Obviously, you have the Daenerys angle, and there's also theories about the reason that the Targaryens and all the people from Old Valyria, that they would mate sister and brother, was so that they can control the dragons, to keep the bloodlines pure. That being revealed doesn't really bother me for the main story.
I don't really like spin-offs and prequels. I feel like they devalue.
But Old Valyria is not even a spin-off. That's like a new fucking universe almost. It's nothing like the main story we're getting.
I kind of feel like if it's bad, it kind of devalues the original thing it's based off of. But
Star Wars, the prequels, I mean, that's so attached to the originals, and the originals are still looked upon as one of the greatest trilogies of all time.
But when you think of it as in the scope of Star Wars.
Yeah, but you still have those three. That's nothing ever can devalue those three movies.
True, you're right about that.
And that's a direct story. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Old Valyria has nothing to do with the Song of Ice and Fire.
But I feel like that's more kind of, it was always like part of the plan, where this is just obviously a money grab because, oh, look, Game of Thrones is making this.
Well, everything's a money grab.
True, but
if there's passionate people behind it,
well, that's
if
the
George
thing.
R. R.
Are we
Martin's
going to
producing it, you don't think the Long Night's more of a money grab?
No, it is.
Well, you're just saying in general, spin-offs, prequels.
Yeah. And I feel like you don't get the same enthusiasm or the same, because they already know what they got. They know this is going to be watch. People, it's going to get eyeballs on the screen. So I don't know if they're going to give the full effort like they would something new or Game of Thrones when it first started. And it's interesting.
That's why I think Old Valyria presents more of a challenge, because nobody knows what happened in that
safe.
country. Long Night. Long Night it's safe.
It's like, what do they like? They like dragons. They like.
There aren't going to be any dragons in the Long Night.
Well, I was going to go like dragons, White Walkers, things like that. Like, and that's such like a short-sighted view on what the audience likes. They think, they want action, they want White Walkers. No, what makes Game of Thrones so great is the politics.
Don't you think that's what the first Long Night is going to be? It's just going to be an action series.
Yeah.
That's why Old Valyria, you could have got down and dirty with the politics, with the dragons sprinkled on.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many original things that they could have done, too. If you get smart, intelligent people who are passionate about this universe and let them craft their own ideas based in this universe, there's just endless amounts of possibility with Old Valyria. I'm just upset that they're not doing it. I think that's just the no-brainer. Maybe a movie? Old Valyria, the movie?
Yeah. I hope if they want to do the Long Night series, I hope we get maybe some feature-length stuff instead of, maybe that's the route they're going. Instead of having multiple series going at once, maybe they'll have one main series with spin-off films.
I just feel like it's just such a weird route to go. They're so similar.
Well, you have the White Walkers, you have the Long Night, you're going to have the names, you're going to have the old
Starks,
houses.
and yeah.
It's easy.
I'm not thrilled. Am I going to watch it? Yeah, fuck yeah, I'm going to watch it.
Oh, yeah, weekly reviews, dog.
All right, we'll go with one last question here. All right, this question is from Rekalita. Just tell me how to pronounce that, because I hate butchering names. At Hiroke Key. I would love to hear a segment just on your favorite Game of Thrones theories.
We should do a Game of Thrones podcast. Like
We should do like a weekly one where it's just Game of Thrones questions.
I mean, there's definitely some outrageous ones that I like just for fun.
The best theory to me, I still say this, and I love the Rhaegar theory that we did the video on, that he wrote the Song of Ice and Fire and he hid it in Jenny's song, The Prophecy. My favorite theory out of all of them, and I don't know if it's going to come true, is that when Jon dies, he wargs into Ghost.
Yeah.
And that's how he's
Okay.
going to come back. And the fact that George R.R. Martin named this direwolf Ghost in the very first book, and then planned to have Jon killed and then reborn, and the last thing that he says is Ghost, and he's inside of Ghost, and then Melisandre's going to fix up his body, and then he comes back. It's just so damn clever. And I really hope that's how he comes back in Winds of Winter.
Yeah.
That's got to be my favorite one.
I like the Jaime Cersei one, the Valonqar. Jaime's the Valonqar. I like a lot of conspiracies, like the Great Northern Conspiracy,
Oh, that's a great
the
one.
Martell Master Plan, the Maester Grand Maester Conspiracy, things like that. I love the
Faceless Men.
Faceless Men. You're speculating on what their real. That's what you don't get in this show.
Oh, the Varys one.
What?
Varys and Young Griff.
Young Griff.
That's a great
the
theory too.
Blackfire.
Yeah.
I think that's more. I have that in the R plus L equals J category where it's
Probably
it's
true.
probably true.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, with Illyrio being married, a direct descendant from the Blackfires, and making Aegon part Blackfire.
All the male heirs are
Yeah.
dead.
So I love those like grand conspiracies, and especially Great Northern one's a pretty wild one. I love that. I thought we were gonna get some of that in Battle of the Bastards, where I thought the Umbers were gonna get
Yeah.
Jon's back, but
Well, I still think they
a
should
lot
have
of
kept-
those different like those.
You think Rickon lives in the books?
he's on Skagos?
Yeah. Well,
With
right
some
now
unicorns
Davos
chilling.
is trying to get him, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I want to
think
see Rickon King of the North. I really do.
I-
I don't want to see Jon become King of the North in the book.
It's gonna happen.
You think so?
He's most likely in his will.
Oh my god, I would love that.
I think, yeah.
I hope Rickon
When
dies.
he reads Rob's will, it's like,
Oh fuck,
that would have
man.
been awesome.
Yo,
But a lot- yeah, but a-
George needs to write that fucking book, man.
What's he doing?
He needs to write that book.
Oh, God, taking his fucking time.
And if Tyrion doesn't meet Daenerys in that book, I'm going to be heated. All right, so that was the Nerd Soup podcast for today. Teddy left the studio, just abruptly, just left us. Just didn't even say goodbye, didn't say a word, just walked out. So, Ted, see you later. Aaron, it was nice to have you here.
Always a pleasure.
And thank you guys for listening to the podcast. You can listen on iTunes, SoundCloud, and email us your fan questions. Tweet us on Twitter, anything that you guys want to hear us discuss.
Yeah, let us know if you want maybe some Game of Thrones topics. Maybe we'll do a Game of Thrones podcast. Let us know in the comments what you want us to talk about. Maybe drop some questions down there. Always on Twitter, at NerdSoupMonkey. And then you can see Beau. People always ask what your Twitter is, but he's the...
Yeah, I run the main Nerd Soup one.
Yeah, so
You don't want to see my personal account. You don't want to see it.
it's a bunch of animal and cat pictures. The dodo.
Yeah.
Bunch of dodo retweets.
Yeah.
Every time I see one of those videos on my timeline, I get pumped. I'm like, oh,
Oh, a little puppy.
they saved the dog.
I'm going to go get a puppy.
Okay.
I'll see you guys on Wednesday after I get my puppy.
Monday.
Oh, yeah, and Monday,
Dun,
look out for our
dun,
Mission
dun,
Impossible review.
Dun, dun,
So,
dun,
animation.
dun,